jack of all trades, master of none. And unfortunately, that original saying was a positive thing, but it's been turned into a negative. So it was actually applauded that if someone were a jack of all trades, that meant that they could do many things well. It was better to be a jack of all trades than a master of one. So, like, in tennis terms, if all you have is a big serve and, you don't return serve very well and your backhand is not great, you're going to have a hard time winning matches, right? So, if you want, it would be better to be a lesser server, a much better returner, and have a solid backhand.
Yeah.
And so those types of things, we want to create mastery, or no, we want to create, competence on a wide range of skills, so that people can be ready to play in a lot of different ways. This reminds me of one of my better players that I've ever coached, and he had become a player who'd been coming to the net a lot more, and so he was coming in, really pressuring his opponents and serving, volleying some. But he was playing this one player who just seemed to be returning amazingly well that day and hitting really great passing shots. So in that match, we kind of had to go, well, okay, he's playing really well that way. So here, let's shift. Let's have you play a slightly different way. And he still was down. He was down a set and a break. And so finally, at that point, he's down a set and a break, and it came down to this. All of these different skills that you're trying to use today, you're not at your sharpest. So what you really need to do right now as a last resort is just run like you've never run before, and go and hit one more shot deep cross court and play the ultimate defensive style today so that you can come out with the win. And he ended up winning in 3 sets and a third set tiebreaker. So, so sometimes you have to resort to a certain way of playing because on the day, your favorite shots are not there working for you. Your A game is off.
And that makes me think of
we'll kind of get into them.
So that makes me think of last year's Wimbledon, Kyrgios and Djokovic, where Kyrgios was on top. And I don't know if this is true, but I heard that all Djokovic did was drop the pace by 10 to 20% just to muck him up a bit, so he didn't get that rhythm. And like, it might not be true, but he definitely does things like that quite often to each player that he plays. And it looks the same, even from the naked eye, but it's just a slight adjustment that just puts them off a little bit to lose their rhythm. Because an obvious change can be adapted to.
Yeah. And I don't know if I score or lose points for being a Kyrgios fan, but he's interesting at the very least. Even if you don't like him, he brings interest. And and I think one of the greatest talents that Kyrgios has is his amazing reflexes. So it seems as though the faster it's coming, the better he can hit it. So probably the biggest mistake you could make playing Kyrgios is giving him pace all the time, giving him, trying to out hit him, because he'll just reflex a shot and you just go, wait, how did he hit that, and how did he hit that so fast? And it's one of those shots where the other player almost sprains their neck because they're just trying to see it. But it went past them so fast. So
and that just gives him some spurt of like confidence too. He just keeps doing it the whole match.
Yes.
Yeah.
On that same token, I think Kyrgios has learned to be more patient in matches and in points. So I'm excited to see how he continues to develop. And, top players seem to be developing later and later these days, because it used to be that, if you weren't in the top 10 by the time you were 24, it was never going to happen. Right. But now so many more players are peaking at 27, 28, and then staying at the near the top of the game, into their 30s. So I think that's a sign of the intelligent physical training and diet, exercise, and also mental training that they're doing that's helping them sustain that. So I think we're a little off topic, off the questions that we want to really hammer, though, aren't we?
Yeah, we are a bit off topic. But so to go back to the Crocodile Dundee point, it comes down to we've got a course that we're running for players, but we're also very keen to help train the coaches of those players in those skills to continue into